Hi Year 12, I hope you're all well and looking after yourselves. Now then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the enterprise and the community so as you know exactly what I want you to do. Starting off with the enterprise, if I go from the beginning, now some of these tasks you would have obviously done. The first thing on the enterprise is the skills audit, which we started in class and most of you would have finished. You was going through it, doing the skills audit, writing up the findings in your own words. Now then, lots of the tasks, they appear in community and in enterprise. Where that's the case, you can just simply copy and paste them over, okay? So please don't do them twice. If it's exactly the same activity, you can use exactly the same work. The second activity in enterprise, we've also done together. That's where you had to come up with 10 skills and then give examples of when you'd use those skills. And your evidence needed to take up 10 lines. Remember the magic 10, okay? The next activity is another skills audit. Now, for some reason, if you just copy and paste the link and into the internet, it won't work. What you have to do is, I don't know why, you've got to take a photo of it. You actually call up Google, so www.google.co.uk, and you've got to physically type it in letter for letter, okay, and then it will work. Now, when it gives you the feedback, it doesn't give you a lot of feedback, to be honest. It'll just give you some bullet points. You need, again, to make that 10 lines, so you've got to sort of basically fill it out with knowledge of your own skills, okay? After that, you go on to a SWOT analysis of your skills. Again, the magic 10 lines each, please. So 10 lines talking about your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and your threats. Now then, chances are it's going to mention everything that's come up in the previous charts, okay? But if you suddenly think of another skill you've got or you haven't got, by all means you can use that. Next one, what are your priorities and goals with regard to improving your personal performance? Now then, for this, basically you're talking about what skills you need to improve, why you need to improve them, and how you're going to improve them, okay? The next activity is an assessment. Now this can only be 1 page long, okay? And basically is you selling yourself, saying how marvellous you are really. You've got to talk about all your skills, saying what skills you have, what attributes, what qualities you have as a person. So basically saying what a fantastic person you are, but evidencing it, your skills, your attributes, what qualities you have, what make you stand out as an individual. But please, only 1 page long. Don't make it less than a page, but make it 1 page, okay? Now then, we've done this. This is your poem, again, talking about your skills. If you haven't done it, if you wasn't in class for whatever reason, if you go onto the rhyme zone, and that'll help you in order to write it, okay? Now then, as I said before, the main point of the enterprise is you come up with your business idea. Now this is something done individually, not as a group, okay? And you just go through all the planning of it, so you don't actually have to do it, okay? So you just plan it like you go into it. That's why most people come up with like an app or some sort of wonderful invention, because you don't actually have to do it, okay? Now then, what you have to do by you is individually brainstorm possible topic areas for your innovative concept. So you come up with ideas and topics you could base your business on. Now then, basically what you do here is in the middle, you write innovative topics, and then around it, you do your 3 A-level subjects and 3 hobbies. And again, the magic 10 lines, write 10 lines on each one why it's important. So if, for example, you've taken PE, you write 10 lines why is PE important. Well, it's important to keep fit, with the obesity epidemic, to understand our bodies, understand about nutrition and so on, okay? If you've taken geography, write 10 lines on why geography is important. whether it be understanding climate change, what's happening in the world around us, etc., etc. The same then for 3 of your hobbies, so why you consider those hobbies to be important. And then the final thing I want you to do is deciding on one of those topics. So you haven't actually come up with your business ideas yet. It's just the topics you could possibly focus on for your business idea, and then choosing the one topic. Okay? Any problems whatsoever, if you email me, and obviously I'll email you back, okay, any advice. Now then, with regard to your community, again, like I say, lots of them overlap. So you've got your skills audit, which is an overlap. You've got the skills and the evidence, which is an overlap. You've got your psych test, an overlap again. Your creative poem, that overlaps, and you stick that there, as does your SWOT analysis on your skills and your priorities and goals. Now then, for the community, you need to join in a group of 4, okay? So that's yourself and 3 other people. Now, how that's going to work with regard to the lockdown, I'm not sure. But for the time being, you need to join with 3 others. Now, can you make sure, please, it's 3 people that are actually in your team and in your class. Otherwise, it causes problems later on when we're doing the group work during the class time. Now, then what you have to do, you need to email your friends, and what you have to do is, now that you know the chart that you filled in, you need to get that chart from the other 3 people that are going to be in your team, and you need to paste their work into this chart. So you'll have the person's name, their 10 skills and all their evidence. Okay, you don't need to do it yourself. You've already got yourself further on up. So it's just the other people. And then what you need to do as a team, okay, so you need to sort of communicate together. One of you does the strengths, writes 10 lines on the team strengths. One of you does the weaknesses, 10 lines. One person does the opportunities. One person does the threats. And then, so obviously one person will have more than one task. One person writes 10 lines on what skills your team will need to develop and why. And one person writes 10 lines on what your priorities and goals with regard to improving your team skills. Okay, now it makes it easier because you're working as a team, so obviously it cuts down on what each person has to do. But it is important you communicate together. So it's up to you to get in touch with your friends who are in your class, get the work off them, and you as a group decide then who is going to be responsible for what. But again, if you don't quite understand what I've said, please just email me, get in touch with me, and hopefully I'll be able to explain better on the email. But it's not ideal being in the house by no means, but please, you know, hopefully you're all well. Make the most of your time. Do as much work as possible. If you finish the work I've given you, by all means get in touch with me. The more you do, the better. It will make things easier for you later on in the year. So I hope you're all well anyway. Take care of yourselves and see you soon. Bye.